You know, I don't see such a thing as race. I just see the human being, and that's it. You know, I don't see myself as Chinese. I don't see myself as Asian. I don't see myself as white, black, Hispanic, or anything. I just see myself as a human being. And that's how I view martial arts as well. Martial arts is an extension of this racism thing in a way of where they separate people and they label and categorize things, and they basically separate people. So then you got like people who claim Chinese martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, the Japanese martial arts, which is like pretty much karate, the Korean martial arts, which is like pretty much taekwondo, and you got like the American combat sport, which is like boxing, wrestling, MMA, and you got Thai boxing, you know, all these Filipino stick fighting. It's just like all this ridiculous labels. It's just so stupid, you know. It's like, it's just martial arts, and that's what I'm trying to express to people, is that it's just martial arts. It's not like Chinese or whatever you want to label it, Indonesian martial arts and Canadian, or, you know. And the way that I see it is that we're just a human being. There's no such thing as race. But then we're forced to kind of categorize in order to communicate to people what we know. Because what I'm trying to express is things that people don't know. So I force myself into this little box. But to tell you the truth, I don't really, I mean, I feel that there's a lot of black in me. I feel there's a lot of Asian in me. I feel there's a lot of Caucasian in me. I even feel a lot of like Hispanic in me. But a lot of the black, because like I told you in my other video, I kind of I became ashamed of my own race at an early age. And I wanted to find acceptance through another race. And that just happened to be the black culture, African American, whatever you want to call it. I've been highly inspired by the black culture because I see the same struggles. And you look at the entertainment industry, it's like not really many options. It's mainly you got the whites and the blacks that dominate the media, entertainment. Not too many Hispanics or Asians. It's mainly the blacks and the whites that dominate that entertainment. So looking towards the entertainment, I see, you know, people that inspire me. Like at first, when I was into basketball, I just loved Michael Jordan. And I would read the books, I would watch all his games. Before Michael Jordan, it was Andre Dawson. So Andre Dawson was a black, Michael Jordan was black, and I was just so highly inspired by both of them. Especially Michael Jordan. I always watch his movie or watch his games, try to play like him, and read the books. And then Michael Jordan, then came Tupac. You know, I was introduced to Tupac. You know, I had a lot of black friends back then when I was a kid, and we listened to rap music all the time. You know, and I listened to Tupac a lot, and I still listen to him all the time to this day. You know, because that's the only music I listen to is Tupac, because I just feel him being so real. There's no other artist out there that hits me the way he does, because he's so real with his energy, and nobody else out there is like that to me. And I feel such a close connection with his realness. And I think that when you expose yourself to certain entertainment, it kind of formulates the way that you are. So I know that Tupac would do a lot of, like, he was inspired by Martin Luther King, you know, Malcolm X, you know, and he studied a lot of different people, and you could kind of see that through his music. And they even mentioned it in one of the documentaries, how he would kind of rap like the way Martin Luther King would deliver a speech. And his aggression towards racism, or, you know, towards fighting for what he thought was the right to fight for, was resembling like Malcolm X. So he kind of combined like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King together. And he was very inspirational to me. So the way I talk, the way that I feel natural talking, it's a little bit more slang, very informal. You see how I am right now? I'm just taking off my shirt. I'm not the person to wear a suit and tie. I don't care for that stuff. And I don't really care to speak proper English. And even when I write, I'm not like the best writer where everything has to be perfect. But, you know, I don't care to be fitting in to make other people happy. I just want to be real and expressive. And I think watching Tupac's documentaries all the time and listening to his music all the time and watching the movies that he was in, it made me kind of emulate him a little bit and kind of have a part of his energy within me. So I feel a lot of like the black in me. And also, I feel really close connection to the blacks when I interact with them, when they're open to me. So when I was in college, I developed, or even in high school, I had some close friends that are black. Even to this day, some of my best friends are black. You know, I don't have that many Asian friends. I just don't. I didn't just hang out with the Asian crowd just because they're Asian. I wasn't never like that. So I hung out with the blacks a lot. Even to this day, I got some really close friends that are black. And when I went to college, two of my best friends in college that trained in martial arts with me were black. You know, and it's just, I feel very close to them. So basically what I'm saying is that I might look like I'm Asian on the outside, but sometimes I feel like I'm more black than I am Asian. You know, and that's why it's so hard for me to accept discrimination towards blacks. Like, it's hard for me to accept, like, being a police officer at Northwestern University. It's hard for me to accept seeing other police officers discriminate and racially profile blacks, because I feel like I'm black myself. And then they'll be like, well, as long as they're not doing it to you or your race, then you should be fine. Or they'll be like, or they boil it even down further. At least as long as they're not doing it to you, then you should be okay. But for me, I'm not okay with it. I just don't feel right. I feel the struggle. I feel the pain. You know, and you know, it's in me to be black. And also, when I got closer to my Chinese culture, it's in me. It's already in me since birth to that Chinese culture is in me. The Eastern side is in me. So once I got reconnected to that, I got more in tune and more balanced with the true me. And then I integrate that with the black culture, Chinese culture. And in the white, they don't even really have a culture, but it's just the society of which we live. You're forced into whatever they deliver, which is pretty much like you gotta speak English, you gotta try to pretty much speak proper English, you gotta dress this certain way, you gotta talk this certain way, not too informally, not too much slang, no swearing, and you gotta basically, you know, buy a lot of stuff, value the ego, work and consume, and pretty much do what you can to, like, pretty much do what you can to negotiate profit for yourself. Be, in a way, greedy. Love money. Not people, but love money. Be willing to step over somebody else in order to get on top. So that's the American culture that we grow up in. Alright, so I feel that I'm a part of all of it. So if anything, I'm not Chinese, I'm not Chinese American, I'm just a human being. But if you want to break it down, alright, fine. I'm black, I'm Chinese, I'm American, and I'm Hispanic. So just put me all down for all categories, okay? The Hispanics, the same thing. I see the same struggles with them. And I see that the Hispanic community is pretty much reliving what the blacks are going through, but they're just redoing it. You know, and you know, you see a lot of times when a black person comes up, he might be called a sellout, or he might be what people perceive as a whitewashed black person, what Malcolm X would call him, which I like the term, and I'm not saying this out of disrespect, I'm just basically quoting Malcolm X in one of his speeches. He said there's the field Negroes and then there's the house Negroes. You know, and he said that the house Negroes are the ones that serve their masters, and they basically basically are willing to oppress the field Negroes because they love their master so much or whatnot. You know, so basically the house Negroes are the ones that are like the sellout blacks. So basically it's like this. It's like, say there's a police force that's all white, and then they're beating down on the blacks like how they did in the civil rights movement. It doesn't look good. That's why it's easy to fight back. To be like, all right, it's black against white. So then Martin Luther King would gather up a bunch of blacks to fight against the white, you know. But then they learned from this. They said, hey, you know, we can't just do white and black. We can't just have a bunch of white police officers beating up on the black people. So then they're like, let's hire some black people that are willing to beat on their own people so it doesn't look as bad. And that's pretty much what's going on, is you get the sellout house Negroes that are willing to sell out and beat their own people in order to make money for themselves, or in order to appear, to make it appear as if they're white. You know, a lot of these house Negroes will, they'll dress like they're white, they'll talk like they're white, and they despise of rap music, they despise of hip-hop, they despise of that informal way of expression, they despise of the culture of the blacks. They pretty much want to paint their skin white. They don't want to be black. So the people in the power, the white supremacists, the Nazis, will want to hire these house Negroes to represent them. So then they don't look as bad. And so what happens is you get a bunch of these house Negroes and these white supremacists that want to oppress these minorities. So then you end up having somebody, you know, it's not just the, you know, the Hispanic and the Asian fighting against the white supremacists, but he's also fighting against the black supremacists, or the white supremacist that has a black face. So what I'm basically saying is that it's not just about color anymore, it's about this inner heart inside, and it just goes, that's not just black and white. I mean, you could have, just like that movie, you saw that movie, right? Karate Kid with Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son. So you see that they flip the script, they end up portraying the Chinese people as the bullies. The bully Chinese people, which is the racist Chinese people. And I don't like them either, okay? It's not that, oh, you know, I'm Chinese so I'm on their side. No, it's not like that. It's more like I'm against the racist bullies. I'm against all of them, no matter if they're white, black, Hispanic, or Chinese, or whatever race. I'm just against racist bullies, and I'm fighting against the racist bullies. That's why I'm pushing out these videos, because I can't stand racist bullies. Alright? I cannot stand them. Alright? And that's one thing that I feel that is worth fighting for, and I'm going to fight through my voice, and pretty much I'll train people to defend themselves against racist bullies. Defend themselves verbally by standing up and speaking, and maybe possibly even have to defend themselves physically. Because I'm not about just the Martin Luther King thing where you just take it all in and you only do non-violence. I tried that for many years. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. So you got to integrate the Martin Luther King and the Malcolm X. Sometimes you got to fight back. I'm not saying you got to be violent, because that's not going to really lead to the answer, but I'm saying you got to fight back, at least verbally. And then if it gets to the physical level, then hey, you know, it's just an eye for an eye. You know, they punch you or they try to punch you, then you punch them back. You know, they pull out a gun, you pull out a gun. You know what I mean? It's just, this is what it is. I mean, that's just how you got to deal with it. And that's the real way to deal with it. This court system, this criminal justice stuff is garbage. It's not doing anything. It's just a bunch of rich people profiting off of the poor people. You know, like making it seem as if, oh, you know, let's make this law and it's gonna help, it's gonna change the world and it's gonna end racism. None of this, it didn't change anything. If anything, it makes it worse. Like I told you before, I'd rather have them say, this restaurant is only for black people, this restaurant is only for white people, this restaurant is only for Chinese people. If you're any other race, don't enter. I'd rather have them do that than to make it the way that they're making it, where, oh, you know, every business is forced to abide by this equal opportunity code, which is all garbage that they don't even believe in to begin with. And then when you step into the restaurant, they'll disrespect the races that they don't like, and then the races that they do like, they'll treat them with like great respect. And I'm not like just siding with Asians either, because I know there's a lot of racist Asian people out there, especially against the blacks. You think there's a lot of Asian people out there that think that they're better than the blacks. They look at the blacks as below them, but then they bow down to the whites, you know? Like they're just like, oh my God, thank you, white man. And then to the blacks, they're like spitting on the blacks. I know there's a lot of Asians out there like that, and some of them are even in my family, you know, and it's sad, you know, and it requires a lot of education. But for me, I'm not like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I love the blacks, I love the Hispanics, I love the Asians, I love the whites. As long as you're not a racist bully, then hey, I love you. But if you're a racist bully, hey, you need to be educated. Hopefully I can educate you through this video. Hopefully I don't got to educate you physically. But if it comes down to that, then maybe I will. Not like hurting you bad, but maybe, hey, you know, say you walking around calling people chink, calling people the N-word, and somebody just fed up with it and they break your tooth. Now you got a missing tooth. And every time you feel that missing tooth, like, man, I shouldn't have said that. And then hopefully you'll learn not to say that again. And then you say it again, boom, you lose another tooth. Then you got like 20 teeth. Say you lose all your teeth, and every single time you said the N-word to somebody, and then you lose a tooth. Hey, you know, you deserve to lose that tooth, because you shouldn't be saying stupid things like that and trying to make it seem like you're better than other people and putting other people down for no damn reason. You know, and pretty much we gotta educate people. I'm not saying to shoot and end a person's life because somebody called you a racist remark, but I'm saying, hey, you know, somebody calls you a racist remark, get back at them on a verbal level. Because this passive thing, this non-violence thing that Martin Luther King's preaching, it's not working. This Buddha thing about just walking around and letting people throw rocks and stones at you and not doing nothing about it, it's not working. At least not all the time. Sometimes you do it like that, other times you don't, other times you fight back. You know, and at least express yourself, get people wild up, get behind you, and make them learn to stand up for themselves as well. Because I'll tell you this right now, if I gathered up a bunch of people, say 1,000 people, and we do a protest against racism, shit, we get beat down by the police, all put in jail, right? But say we do this YouTube thing, and I inspire a bunch of people to stand up for themselves, and you don't need a huge protest, but you just stand up for yourself, and 1,000 people do that, then hey, that's even more powerful than the actual protest where you just gather up a bunch of people that just, you know what I'm saying, want to get attention. This is not about getting attention. This is about standing up for yourself, standing up against racism, and letting people know, hey, you know, I ain't down with that. And if you see somebody being racist towards somebody else, you can stand up too. Be like, hey, you know, if this your friend doing it, hey man, watch out about that, man. Don't do that. You know, you make fun of something else, but don't make fun of that, because that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we gotta do. We have to stand up against this stuff. And I'm gonna keep pumping out these videos as long as this energy is still in me. I'm gonna keep putting it out there, because this is what the world needs. Not me teaching somebody how to do a jab or teaching somebody how to punch fast. I'm not all about that. I don't care about that stuff. Alright? I'm about educating people to stop being racist. Alright? This silly stuff about how to fight, you know, no. Teaching how to stop being racist. Learn to do that first, and then I'll teach you how to fight. How about that? Okay? And prove to me that you're not a racist. Then I'll teach you. Alright? Prove to me that you're not a bully. Then I'll teach you. Until you prove to me that, I'm not teaching you nothing about combat. Teach you all about not being a racist. Teach you to be healthy. Teach you to eat right. Teach you to exercise. Because if you eat right, exercise, and you're healthy, there's a good chance you'll see this pointless to be stupid and racist. Alright? But if you eat unhealthy, you're lazy, you're fat, you're sloppy, you eat junk food all the time, you never exercise, then you feel down about yourself, then you put your negative energy onto other people. And that's not what I'm looking for. Alright? Looking for people that are positive, that want to live healthy, that want to spread positive energy. Encourage other people. Don't make fun of other people. Alright? Don't like speak down on other people and make it seem like you're so much better than everybody. You know, be a good human being. Be a good human being that, hey, you know, I'll teach you how to fight too. So then you can protect yourself and protect the other people that need to be protected. Right? They don't stand up for themselves, and you stand up for them. Right? But you gotta first stand up for yourself first. Alright? That's where it starts. So a real martial artist is a person that is capable of standing up for himself, and then when he's really capable, help somebody else. Right? That's what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, everybody, I'm very thankful for the support. I spent over $20,000 trying to fight this lawsuit at the NU thing. And you know what? I'll tell you this for real. I don't really think of it as a loss. Because I'll tell you this. I put a lot, like, I came at them strong. I mean, I put them in fear. Straight up. The NU thing, they had to hire a bunch of, like, risk assessment people to assess how serious they're going to have to take my case. I spent 20 grand. My lawyer, out of his time and energy, probably rung up like over $500,000 worth of time that he spent onto the lawsuit. Their lawyers on their end, I don't know how much they spent on their lawyers, but I'm guessing they spent like close to $800,000 to fight my case. So if you think about it, I spent 20 grand while they spent 800 grand. It's like I lost 20,000 soldiers. I might have not gone to trial with it, but they lost 800,000 soldiers. So I'm pretty cool about that. Hey, you know, you lost all those soldiers, and on top of that, I got all this stuff on the internet blasting at them. The Tribune, all these other articles, all these YouTube videos. So every time people go on YouTube, as long as the internet's up there, they're gonna know. They type in this Northwestern racism stuff, my video's gonna pop up and they're gonna know. You know, so I'm telling you right now, I didn't lose. I'm still fighting them right now, and I'm gonna keep fighting. You know, cause hopefully they're gonna learn that, hey, you know, it's not right what they did to me. And everybody and what they do to everybody else that complains against racism. You know, so I don't see it as a loss at all. I think that by me not settling out of court and zipping up my mouth because they give me like $400,000 or $500,000, by me not doing that and allowing me to speak about it, it allows me to help people. Help people on a deep level that I would never be able to do if I settled out of court. So tell you right now, these videos that I'm putting out here is some real stuff, and it is worth like thousands of dollars because they pay off other people hundreds of thousands of dollars for them to shut up. But for me, they couldn't do that. They had to take it all, you know, they had to fight me all the way. And I'm telling you, they spent at least over $500,000 to fight this case. So to tell you the truth, I didn't lose. If anything, they lost. It's like that movie Spartan, where you got 300 soldiers fighting against 1,000,000, and then they take out like 900 million soldiers, but then they lose 300. Hey, they're fighting for freedom and all that stuff, and you know, hey, I'm saying, they're hardcore. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be hardcore about it. I'm gonna be like Martin Luther King, and Tupac, and Bruce Lee, and Socrates, and Jesus, and all the people, all the martyrs that stood up, you know, to fight against this stuff, and to fight for the truth, to express the truth and provide real education. That's what I want to do. I want to provide the real education, and I'm willing to put everything that I have. And I'll put my whole life savings to do that. I put 20 grand already, and I put a bunch of my time into fighting for the truth and fighting towards decreasing racism out there in this world. It's never going to be gone, but at least to decrease it. So I do what I can to stand for what I believe in, and the same thing goes with the martial arts. I don't believe in this calling things like Japanese martial arts, Chinese martial arts, Brazilian martial arts, and African martial arts. You know, it's just martial arts. Okay, just call it martial arts. That's it. All right, don't call it this labeling of your race and skin color and all this stupid stuff. That's ridiculous. All right, so I'm not all about this competition fighting either. So I don't promote that either. So I don't promote competition fighting. I don't promote racism. I don't promote NU racism. I don't promote corrupt police officers. I promote the truth. I promote uncorrupted police officers. I promote healthy sparring, healthy martial arts, spiritual martial arts, meditative martial arts. I promote peace, love, and compassion. But I'll tell you this right now. You come at me with some racist stuff, I'm going to come at you to educate you. Right? You come at me with violence, hey, you know, I might have to teach you a lesson on that too. And that's it. This passiveness, it can't go on forever. We gotta stand up. That's it.